Hey guys, and welcome to stage 18 of the Tour de France. We are in the last 6 kilometers, and it's been a hell of a day. Uh, 3 HC climbs, the Col de Gondon, the Col de Madeleine, and Courchevel, Col de la Loze. We all know from a couple of years ago, the Tour was here. Felix Gall had his shining moment and won the stage. So let's see where we are right now. Right now, we have Ben O'Connor, after a couple early breaks and then another break, where O'Connor got away with Jorgensen and Einar Rubio, and Ben O'Connor is looking really good at this stage. He is up, I think it's almost 2 minutes, a minute and 56 seconds over the next group. And so let's look at that. He's got 4.8K to go, and he's in 12th overall, 31 seconds. Let's see, by himself, 150 back as that gap continues to grow as Einar Rubio is starting to crack, and we've seen the next is as everybody else that matters in the Tour. Pogacar, Vingegaard, only Roglic, and then Sepp and Adam Yates. So a couple of more guys, great riders. First, second, fourth. Wait, where is Mr. Lipovitz? Florian Lipovitz had broken away, and now I'm not seeing him. Let's take a look again. He has absolutely bonked. He's broken away from that group, and gone up as much as a minute. And now, in just a few minutes from when I was over there watching to coming over here to get in with you guys for the last few kilometers of this race, Lipowitz has absolutely cracked, and the group of Pogacar, Yates, Vingegaard, Kuss, Gall only, and Johansson have not only made up that 1 minute gap, but they've taken 10 more seconds out. And the other one who has cracked now is Vauquelin. Now, Lipowitz, I think he is pretty safe as far as his third. He'd have to lose several minutes. Let's look real quick where Lipovitz has, okay, only 2 minutes on really close eye on this gap. Right now it's only 16 seconds, but okay, a lot on such a steep final climb up here at Courchevel, Col de la Loze, another HC. C's today. 5,476 meters of climbing. Can you imagine? That's almost like Mount Kilimanjaro, for Christ's sake. Unbelievable stuff. Vauquelin has lost 4 minutes to O'Connor, but only a minute and change to the Pogacar group. But a minute and change, he's only a minute and 30 up on Felix Gall in the general classification. So that's going to be a tight one. Vauquelin at risk 130. He's got 130 buffer on right now. 103 back from Gall back to Volkan. Um, yeah, Kuss and Johansson have now dropped from the first group of the leaders. O'Connor still is great. He's only got half K to go. 3.2. So I'm going to do the Pro Cycling Stats feed, and it's a little bit behind. I've got the Tour de France feed that you guys are seeing up here on the screen. So let's stick with that one. We have got 3.1K to go. They're at 10% grade right now, which is bad, hard, but not uh, big climb, 13, 14 percent climb. So what are we seeing here again? We are seeing Ben O'Connor leading out Chico Zula trying to go slope 9%, and he still has 150 vertical meters to go last 3K or 1. Rubio trying to keep the gap the same. He was at 152, 156, now he's at 2. Okay, so one again, as you can see right here. And now looking, it is 51, so it's only 50 seconds further back to the Poggi, Jonas, Oscar, Primoz, Felix, and Adam Yates group. Still try to keep. He's group he had been ahead of by over a minute. Just like half. Were about, and there was even like chatter from the car, from the team radio. Do your watts. You got this. You're gonna take time um, out of Vingegaard. I think they might have thought Lipowitz could pull 5 minutes out on Vingegaard today. And for a while, it looked like he built this gap of like 10 to 15 really, really quickly. And but now the wrong way. Um, 37. So one more time. What's his gap to Gall? A minute 30. On the road to sixth. And uh, slope starting up just a little bit. He's still got 173 vertical meters to go, as you can see here. 54.70 total. So at 20 kilometers and 30 minutes per kilometer, about 6 minutes away from him winning the stage. And at this point, I don't think anybody can stop him. You look at the screen here, you look like the dots are close, but they're not that close. I mean, Rubio's 14 behind, 12. Group Maillot Jaune, the yellow jersey crew, at 2. Lipowitz, 38 and 8, 46 seconds. So he's losing more. Yeah, Volkalon now 136 and 146. He's now, like I said, virtually dropping to 7th. I'm not seeing where's Johan. What group is he in? Lipowitz by himself, Volkalon by himself. Group around there. Aaron's Menegata, Jorgensen, who had been up in that break with Ben O'Connor earlier, Gates, and Gregor Mühlberger, another Austrian like Felix Gall, who's had a couple of really good days. I mean, he's in 24th. 24th is an hour and 11 minutes back. I bet you he makes a bunch of spaces today in the GC. Austrians tend to be pretty good in the mountains. I live in Vienna right now, so I follow the Austrian riders a bit more. And yeah, just keeping an eye out now. 1.6K remaining, 1 mile, last mile, for Ben O'Connor. Pretty amazing stuff. 10%, so he's still going 108 vertical. Still got a 30-story building to go. Unreal. After 100 and something miles of climbing, it was hard to two and one other 4,600. It's like 2 days, 10 meters of climbing. It's more than Mount Everest between today and tomorrow for these guys. But back to the stage at hand. Last mile, in Courchevel, Col de la Loze. Like I said, where Felix Gall won 2 years ago in 2023 when he actually was able to drop Tadej Pogačar and go up and take that incredible stage win for him, which ended up getting him, I think, 8th overall in the Tour that year. Last year, I don't know if he, I'm not sure if he participated or wasn't doing as well, but this year he's in great form. So Rubio's still at 210. He's kind of trying to stop the bleeding there. Rubio, 6th overall, 2 hours back, as you can see. So 1K, Flamme Rouge, and O'Connor coming up to it right now. Slope is 3%. So it does really flatten out right at the top, so he's going to be able to savor this. It's going to be a huge victory for Ben O'Connor. To come through like that today. Yeah, under a kilometer, 0.9K go, the last 73 meters of vertical gain, slowed down to 3%. So pretty crazy cool stuff to see him doing this. One other thing real quick. All right. There we are. Nice. Yeah. All right. Last 500 meters. The group up, and there's been a break there too. They've broken away. And they've taken 13 seconds. Where'd Gall go? I'm watching. Completely get wrecked. What happened here? I'm going to look at the live stats on. Was on his own 18 seconds. He still got 44 on Volcanon, so he needs to keep pumping here. All right, let's get the finish here. 300 meters to go for Ben O'Connor, and 12% again at the end, as if you thought it was going to ease up right at the end. No, 12%, 12% right at the end. 300 yards meters to go, and there's been some breaking. Pogačar, Vingegaard, and only have broken away from Yates and Roglic, and Gall only 2 seconds behind Yates and Roglic. Kuss and Johansson dropped about 30 seconds behind Gall. Lipowitz now almost a minute behind Yates, Roglic, and Gall, and Volkalon to 207. And only was ahead of him already. All right. Yeah, looks like he'll only lose the one spot today, Volkalon. Johansson too far back. Johansson 315, 115. Johansson, 4 minutes. It's not going to happen. All right. We are in. O'Connor is in. He has stage, I guess what you would call the Queen stage. There we have it in 4 hours. The cutoff is going to be 48 minutes and 20 seconds today, for 48:30 more or less. 160. So riders out there. Yeah, let's see now how they round this out. We have 07, 207 to was the gap, and now it's only 15 seconds. Pogacar, Vingegaard, and only for podium places for the day, for the stage. Not getting live tracking. Let's get back to the live tracking here. Okay. O'Connor, got to zoom in here, get all these groups. Really cool mapping on the Tour de France website. Here we go. Then we've got Pogacar. Oh, he has broken away now. Now he's taken a few seconds out of Vingegaard, about 5 seconds. Vingegaard about 5 seconds out of only Rubio has been caught, so Pogacar will get second today. Pogacar, there you go. We got Vingegaard and Rubio. The next group, they're about 5 seconds behind. You can see. Refresh real quick. I've got looks like all these leading groups are now coming right on in. We're going to get the rankings for today from the other side over here, stage ranking. Today, O'Connor, Pogacar in. Let's refresh on that side. Pogacar ended up being 145 back of O'Connor. Here we go. We can see again on this cool map here. Lipovitz, so that means the other group's already in. Some serious lagging going on the site right now, because there's so many people watching. Yeah. Not getting results right now. It's pretty crazy. Official classification. Refresh. Here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna move this one over here, and we're gonna get the pro site. That's not the tour site up here real quick. General class rankings. There's stage 18. So there we go. We've got O'Connor with the 145 over Pogacar. Vingegaard 9 seconds behind that. Only 4 seconds behind him. Rubio Reyes 2 seconds. Gall 25 seconds behind Reyes in 6th. So great day for him. Roglic at the end down to 246 to make and going to affect that too much. Next rankings. Okay, Lipowitz is in 337. 337 back overall. How far behind Roglic? Less than a minute. The big question now is that 6th and 7th place. So we're still waiting for Vokolan. He should be in within the next 40 seconds. Lipowitz is in 11th. There you saw him in 10th here, 326 back. He was able to put another 10 seconds into. Let's see. Yeah, still waiting. Still waiting. The 337 was Lipowitz, and they're saying 431. So within the next minute, we should definitely have that update to see exactly what happened here with 6th place overall So on the pro cycling stats side, I'm not getting back here. We're still waiting on refreshes. Lipovitz still, boy, either he's even harder, and from the other sites, it looks like he was 1:07 behind. But I think I've been yapping for more than a minute, 7 seconds since Florian Lipovitz came across in 11th. If you're hearing loud noises in the background, that's thunder here. All right. One more refresh. See if we can't get still just 11 people showing on the Tour de France website. Preliminary results on procyclingstats.com also just showing the top 10 right now. Great day for Oscar. Only again, Vinegar doing what he has done all tour, come in 5 seconds behind Tadej. He just didn't have it this year. You know, we lost Evenepoel early, and everybody else is just, you know, riding for third, which Lipovitz looks pretty good for still. Do we have next rankings now? Lip was there. Vauquelin. All right. So what was it? 434. So the gap to Gall, 225, 209. 209. Let's go over to the general ranking. And now Gall is in 6th. And he has put a whole minute into Kevin Vauquelin. And then it's another 2 minutes back to Johansson in 8th. Ben O'Connor up to 9th with his great ride today. And then Sepp Kuss rounding out the top 10 overall. All of them are in, so no more changes will happen today for the GC results. So again, Tadej doing what Tadej needs to do. Impressive thunder right now here. Okay. So let's just go back real quick and review the stage. Ben O'Connor comes in first, puts 145 into Pogacar. Pogacar closed 3.5 minute gap down to 145 in the last 7 or 8K. Vingegaard in third, another 9 seconds back. Oscar only 4 seconds behind him, and Einar Rubio Reyes, Movistar, came in 2 minutes back of Ben O'Connor and was 5th. Felix Gall, after a rough day 2 days ago, bounced back with a nice stage today on the hill. He won the stage at 2 years ago, 2023, riding for Decathlon AGR La Mondiale. 225 back, so he didn't lose a whole lot of time overall to Pogacar, just 40 seconds. Roglic another 20 seconds back. Yates another 20 seconds back, and then the gaps start going. Actually, Yates and Johansson came in just a few seconds apart. Sepp Kuss in 10th, and then Lipowitz in 11th, and Vauquelin in 12th. And that's all we have in at this point. Let's see. Do one more refresh, get the next rankings. Okay, we're getting more people now. Jonathan Narvaez has come across 7 minutes, so a full 3 minutes after Vauquelin. Higuita from Exos Astana, another 30, 40, 45 seconds behind Narvaez. Storer came in just a few seconds behind Higuita, and Simon Yates in 16th, right there with Storer. So that's really you're going to get this real accordion effect today as people just continue to come in slowly, slowly, slowly. The cutoff again, just in case you missed it, 48 minutes and 37 seconds, I think it is. We are going to follow that a little bit as well. In the overall, one more time, let's look. General ranking, Tadej Pogacar, 4.5 minutes, 4:26 up on Jonas Vingegaard. Florian Lipovic was able to keep his third place, but by the thinnest of margins and with another really big day tomorrow. It'll be really interesting. It'll be really interesting to see if he is able to hold on to that podium. One more big day, stage 19 tomorrow. And then it's basically flat day, and then actually, from what I've seen of the profile for the final stage going into Paris, they are going to do the Montmartre. And if you remember, the Montmartre is the big hill in Paris that was featured in the Olympic road race last year when Remco Evenepoel won gold, when he went over the top of the Montmartre and broke away, and then on the way down he had a defect and he was screaming, "Holy hell, get me a new bike, get me a new bike!" But he had already built out like a 1 minute lead over the next, chaser, and he was able to get on that new bike. But it was just crazy watching. He was out of his freaking mind. He was screaming and yelling and hollering and going absolutely nuts. But he got a new bike, and he was able to finish out and take gold. That was the double gold year for Remco, where he won the Olympic cycling race, the road race, and the time trial. So what do we got here? Let's refresh and see if anybody else is in. Next ranking, Ben Healy finally came across in 17th place, 9 minutes back. So Healy's had a great tour. He's had at least 1 or 2 days in yellow. He was in the top 10 for a while, but he has, the sky has just opened up here, man. Thunder, lightning, absolute freaking downpour. All right. General rank, we saw the big move today is that Florian Lipowitz lost a bit of time. He is now only, as we see right here, 22 seconds only for the podium. Tomorrow is going to be huge, guys. It's going to be absolutely huge to see these guys fighting it out for the podium. I mean, like I said, Montmartre, the hill in Paris, is not going to be just a sprinter stage. It's going to be a little bit different this year, so that's going to be exciting. But tomorrow, if we just go look at stage 19 real quick, the route. Stage 19, Albertville-sur-la-Plaine, all these unbelievable ski areas, and here we go. Yeah, sick climbs again tomorrow. Starts out with a Category 2 climb right out of the gate from Albertville. Albertville, if you remember, first time the Olympics switched and went from summer and winter games in the same year. I think Albertville was the first one. I think it was 92, where Albertville was the Winter Olympics. So this is up in ski country in the Alps. So right out of the gate, 11K of the first 18K, up to 1,000 meters. So 700 meters of climbing in the first. 1 second, guys. I have got to close a window because it is going to rain in to my apartment here. And we're back. Okay, so a Category 2 climb right out of the gate tomorrow, out of Albertville up to the Côte d'Arry-sur-Augine, 11.3K at 5%. Just a tiny little drop down of 200 meters before they head up again to the Col de Sassies. My French is lousy. 13.7K at 6.4%. but then an HC climb. The Col de Pré, it is 12.6 kilometers at 7.7%. So long and steep. Actually, the steepest of the climbs of the day. Not the longest, but only the third longest. And then only a little bit of a reprieve before it goes up to another Category 2 climb here, as you see, the Cornet de Roselène, which will take us up to almost 2,000 meters. Still not the highest point of the day. So yeah, looking at that gets you up to 1,968 meters above sea level, just about 6,600 feet above sea level. Then they got a downhill that is 32 kilometers. For them, that's going to be like only like 25 minutes. At the speeds that they reach, 90, 100, sometimes 105, 110 kilometers an hour. That's going to be pretty exciting stuff as well. And then they're going to go up again, and it's going to get really painful. It's a short stage, but it's brutal. It's a short stage, 130 kilometers, 78 miles. But I think it's 4,600 meters of climbing. And La Plagne, another ski resort up there. And yeah, another HC, the last one of the tour. Almost sad to see the tour starting to wind down, to come to an end here. But tomorrow's really got it in it with that HC at the end, 19.1 kilometers at 7.2%. To finish in La Plagne, 2,000 meters above sea level, so about 6,750 feet above sea level. So yeah, a brutal day. Let's zoom out a little bit again and see. Yeah, I mean, 4,550 meters of climbing. It wasn't enough that we had 5,400 today. If you combine yesterday and today, it's exactly 10,000 meters of climbing. 30, 32, 33,000 feet of climbing in 2 stages. So there can still be quite a bit of stuff going on tomorrow, when we see that the gaps in some of them are starting to really tighten up. It's not over, like, so who else is in now? We got more people coming in. Yeah, a lot of time lost on the last couple. People who were up there early, like Butrago, Arensman, now in at 10 minutes back. You got, where is he? 11 and a half minutes back. Maurice, Gregor Mühlberger from Star, 11:59 back. Barguil, 14 minutes back. So in 23rd, Madouas, 14:30 back, and Matteo Jorgensen really, really went the wrong way. He was in the break early, and he ends up 17 minutes. He hit the wall bad. General rankings again. Let's go through it. Pogacar in first, 426 up on Vingegaard. Florian Lipovitz, who actually tried to break away from the Pogacar Vingegaard only Roglic Gall group, tried to break away, had built up a lead of over a minute, and then absolutely got dunked on. He cracked at the end. What did he lose again today? Where is he? Lipovitz ended up losing 3:37 after being up a minute on the final climb. So he lost like 4.5 minutes on the final climb. And then, to see only take advantage of that, where he's now only 22 seconds behind Florian Lipovitz. So Oscar only of the UK, for Team Picnic Post. NATO, NL? NATO? Yeah. With a serious chance at a podium in Paris. Lipovitz, really young, still first in the white jersey classification. We'll take a look at that in a second too as we go along here. And yeah, Roglic, Solidade faded at the end. now 12:49 back. So there are only two people within 5 minutes. There are only two people within 10 minutes of each other, and that's Roglic, Pogacar, and Vingegaard. So yeah, it's been brutal on the rest of the field, because every time people think, oh, I'm going to go, and Tadej Pogacar just rolls right up at the end of every stage and says, I don't have to win all the stages. I'm just going to be ahead of you guys every single time. And he's done that. And, there's really something crazy has to happen tomorrow on stage 19. Like I said, that 129K, two HCs, a category one and two category twos tomorrow, 4,450 meters of climbing after today's 5,450 meters of climbing, which has put only just 22 seconds behind Florian Lipovitz for third for the podium of the Tour de France. Roglic in fifth, 12:49 back, so he's only a minute and a half behind, only 126 behind, only 148 behind his teammate. I don't think he's going to try to do anything to his teammate. I think he will try to protect if he can, if he's in a position to. But he faded again today, and Roglic is like 35 now, I think, and Lipovitz is, what is he, 22? Gotta look that up real quick. Florian Lipovitz, 24. Born September 21st, 2000. He's 5'10", and probably weighs about 100. What does he weigh? 152. 152 pounds, 68 kilos. All right. So that's Roglic in fifth. And real quick, we were just going to say Primoz Roglic is 35, will be 36 in October. A rider in the Tour, born in the 80s. Goodness gracious me. That's pretty crazy stuff. And sixth place, Felix Gall. Not a white jersey candidate anymore. I think he's over 25. He's 27 actually now. But he had a pretty good day. He had a bit of a rough time 2 days ago, lost a little time, held on to seventh. But today, because Kevin Volkeland cracked, Gall was able to take advantage of that and move up to sixth overall. So 15:36. He's now 24 and 15, 39 seconds clear of Volkmann, and then 3 minutes clear of Johansson from X Mobility, who is in eighth. Rounding out the top 10, we've got Ben Healy from EF Education, who's had a great Tour de France. He's been in yellow for 1 or 2 days. He's had a stage win, and now he is ninth overall, 7 minutes back of Johansson. So I don't see anything crazy happening there tomorrow in that last really difficult stage, but you never know. Maybe he saved a little something and he's going to go crazy tomorrow. Ben O'Connor winning today's stage has moved him up to 10th place overall, which is a great result for him. Withdrawals, I think we had heard from yesterday. Yeah, two big names. Carlos Rodriguez, who had a terrible fall yesterday. I think they said he actually broke his pelvis. I think he broke his pelvic bone. So that was terrible to see. Cyril Barth of Groupama FDJ, and Enric Mas from Movistar. I don't know if he is saving himself for, at this point, you're not saving yourself for anything. If you got to stage 18, he withdrew during the thing today. Danny Van Poppel had withdrawn the day before. Matthew Van der Poel 2 days ago after stage 6 did not start stage 16. Leonard van Eitveld, solid rider, good rider, who also had to give up. We know that Evenepoel there gave up. Matthias Schelmose had a coming together with some street furniture that did not end well with I think cut across his nose, his arm. I gotta say, I've said it in a lot of my videos. Too much road furniture, too many guys getting hurt, too many guys crashing. I'll say Boll, Van den Berg, Zimmerman, who else? João Almeida after stage 9. Eddie Dunbar, who had done well early on. Catania and Jack Haig. Out early, Jasper Philipsen, who had been in yellow in stage one, had that crash and was out in stage three. And Stefan Biziger and Filippo Ganna, as we remember from stage one, who crashed out of the tour again, coming together with road furniture. So back to the rankings. So next rankings, anybody else in now? 25, Matteo Jorgensen. Let's refresh one more time and see if anybody else has come across. Yeah, we're up to 27 people, but you see Vlasov is in and Mark Soler are in, and you're just starting to see the gaps. I mean, 27 out of 160 people are only in, and we're already halfway to the cutoff. So I got to see where's the, are they even showing the live? I don't even think they're even showing it. Oh, let's just go through some of the other jerseys right now. We've seen the general rankings, the points ranking now. Jonathan Milan has 60 points on Pogacar. Should be able to take that home to Paris if he makes it in within the limit today. I mean, this is really the big thing. Is everybody going to make it through? We still got 160 riders, which is pretty good for a tour. Usually you have more attrition than just, whatever, 20 guys who are out. Climber's jersey is still Pogacar's, and by enough over Vingegaard, Lenny Martinez. Martinez had a good tour. Yeah, and then Arnsman, O'Connor, bunch of points from today as well. Felix Gall in sixth there. Paris Pancre, we saw him the other day almost take a stage. The white jersey, Lipovitz, and only, look at that, 22 seconds. And Vokalon now 5 minutes back on that one. And Ben Healy, oh yeah, he's still that young. I had forgotten that he was still that young. Let me just double check real quick. This is 24. Yeah, so Ben Healy's still 24. And so, yeah, two guys, first and second for the white jersey, third and fourth overall for the tour. It's going to be really exciting tomorrow. One last big day of mountain work, and it's going to be interesting to see if Lipowitz can keep that 22 seconds. Real quick, we were talking about the stages. So let's go back and look at that last stage, because we already looked at tomorrow, so we can do that one more time before we sign off for the day. Stage 21, Montpellier to Champs-Élysées, but here, this is the interesting thing. So you've got 5 Category 4 climbs, not craziness, but it's going to make it a lot harder for teams to organize around their sprinters, especially they're going to be doing 3 laps. You can see it right here. So this is stage 21, last stage. It is 132 kilometers. It's not very long, but this is the big hill again. I think I said it earlier in the live stream that this is the same hill that Remco Evenepoel attacked on last year at the Olympic Games. You can look at my channel. I have a really good video about him winning that last year. How he took off, and then at the end he had a defect after he'd gotten about a 1 minute gap to the second place rider that was following, a Frenchman. I can't remember his name right now, but he was right there. And he's like screaming and yelling, throwing the whole bike, give me a new bike, give me a new bike, got a new bike. Easily rode gold home in the road race in Paris. And then, of course, took the time trial as well. So an amazing year for Remco Evenepoel. As we know, sadly, out of the tour, just not well. Bad fall over the winter, late start to the season. allergies apparently through the spring that took a toll on his training, and then he was okay for a long while. Third place overall, first in the white jersey for a good deal of the tour up to like stage 13 or whatever it was, 12 or 13, and then it just faded. The time trial, the mountain time trial, where Vingegaard caught him, even though Vingegaard started 2 minutes behind him. Just that was it. I think it broke him mentally. But yeah, the big hill here. Um, just about 6%. So that's what we have. All right, back to the rankings because I'm looking at it now to try to see how many people are actually going to get in. Um, what is Pro Cycling Stats? I've got them up over here. Um, I think they said it was 48 minutes is the cutoff, and it's been now 31 minutes since um, the time trial, since the stage finished, since Ben O'Connor came across in first and took this again today. Brutal day, number one most difficult stage of the tour, 5,450 meters of climbing. The Col du Glandon, 21K at 5%. The Col de Madeleine, 19K at 8%. And then the Col de la Loze in, what did I say, Courchevel? In 26.5K at 6.4%. And we saw people crash and burn. Lipovitz, who had been over a minute up on Pogacar and Vingegaard, ended up finishing 4.5 minutes behind them. Yeah, here we go. What did he finish? Lipovitz ended up, okay, 3:37 back. Yeah, what are we doing here? We've got, how many more we got now? We're up to 33 people in 29 minutes after. Carlos Rodriguez, Johansson dropped so far, down 28. Amirel came in 29th. Yeah, we had just seen before, we had seen Vlasov and Soler. So now Baudin, Amirel, two Frenchmen, Sweeney from Australia, Johansson from Norway, Carlos Rodriguez of Spain, and Martin Guynet from France are now in. So that's the stage ranking overall. Again, we see that nothing really new. In the top two spots, Pogacar and Vingegaard in lockstep with about a 4.5 minute gap. Lipovitz, who had been safely in third, now only 22 seconds ahead of Oscar, only in fourth overall. So a battle for the podium is on for tomorrow. Third place overall and first place in the white jersey competition will be duked out between Florian Lipovitz and Oscar only. Vauquelin lost so much time overall now that he's down to seventh and he's 5 minutes behind those two. So not going to be part of that equation anymore. And Healy is fourth in the white jersey competition, ninth overall. So four guys, four young riders in the top 9. That's pretty cool. Roglic having a solid tour, fifth overall. But ever since Florian Lipovitz outdueled him earlier on in some of the climbs, Roglic is more racing for Lipovitz and trying to stay close. He is a minute and a half behind, only for fourth. It would be really something to see if Bora Hansgrohe could get two people in the top 4 with Lipovitz and Roglic. Roglic would have to leapfrog only there. Felix Gall with one more big day in the mountains. I don't know if he can find 2.5 minutes, 2:45 on Roglic to try to reel him in to get fifth. I just don't know it's going to happen. He should be protecting his sixth place against Vauquelin. Not even 1 minute, just 39 seconds. Gall has 39 seconds, so he really needs to protect that tomorrow. Again, tomorrow, 2 2s, a 1, and 2 HCs for 4,450 meters of climbing, and that will be pretty difficult as well. So Gall in sixth with that gap, Vokalon in 7, 16, and 15 overall back, but he still has 2:16 over Johansson, who's in eighth. Ben Healy lost more time today and is now ninth, 25 minutes back. And Ben O'Connor with today's victory, 29 minutes back overall, in 10th, which is pretty amazing for him, to come back and make it into the top 10 now. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Again, we're gonna just bring up the map for tomorrow one more time, because I think tomorrow's going to be a really exciting stage. The rankings will be available. Yeah, I want to see just the stage, the route, read more, down 19. There we go. So Albertville to La Plagne, 130K, very mountainous, 4,550 meters of climbing tomorrow. One more time, we can see right out of the gate, 11 of the first 18K are part of a Category 2 climb, 11.3K at 5.1%. Then there's a Category 1, 13K at 6%. An HC with 12.6K, the Col du Pré, that's going to get them up to 1,700 meters above sea level, 12.6K at 7.7. Then the Cornet de Roselin, 5.9K at 6.3%. And then the final climb is going to be brutal again after admittedly 34K of wonderful downhill. But that's going to go really fast at the speeds they go at. Probably 25 minutes only to get down there. And then the killer, the last real killer of the tour, 19K at 7.2%, up to La Plagne, up to Ski Village. So Albertville Ski Village up to La Plagne Ski Village with 5 categorized climbs, 2 HCs, a 1, and 2 2s. So that'll be tomorrow. It's going to be pretty brutal stuff. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm going to call it for now. We will see later on. We'll talk in tomorrow's episode about how many people got cut because of time on this stage. Hopefully not too many, but we're already at 30 plus minutes, and we've only got 33 people in, or 37 people in. So according to the data, they have like 17 more minutes to get in there. So yeah, it'll be tough. I think we'll probably lose a couple of dozen people today, which would be a shame because you only got 3 more. Yeah, but you struggle today and you just come in under the gun, and then tomorrow you got to do basically almost the same thing all over again. Another brutal day of climbing tomorrow in the Alps. From what I heard, the weather today wasn't all that bad. Up near the top, it was 19°C, 66 Fahrenheit, so bearable. The rain stayed away, the heat stayed away, so not so bad for them. All right, that'll do it for me today. We'll see tomorrow with more, and I will put this up on YouTube so y'all can watch it later as a recap of the final kilometers of Tour de France stage